this is a huge game. And I really want to see where the Lions are at. And if you listen to this show, just one man's opinion, it doesn't mean that I'm right. I thought that the start of this year was going to be a work in progress because of some of the pieces missing. In particular, on the interior of that offensive line. And we've seen a little bit of everything, right? We saw some, and we saw them kind of come together a little bit against the Bears. Well, that was the Bears. Now we're looking at the Ravens. And for as much as we talk about the Ravens offense, and rightfully so when you got Lamar Jackson leading the way, and he and Zay are off to a great start in particular, I still am not sure that defense kind of gets the love and respect it deserves for its ability to get after the passer. I mean, they've been tremendous at it. So this is a huge test for a team that, can we all agree, it is imperative, absolutely imperative, to keep Jared Goff clean in the pocket. He is a surgeon. You keep that guy clean. He has shown it time and time again. And this is like the same argument we have, but reversed, okay? You know, how many times have I said in talking to somebody, man, it's imperative to keep Jared Goff clean. That dude just doesn't handle pressure well. And you know what the next response is. Well, what quarterback in the NFL likes pressure?
No quarterback does, but let's be honest. Like you got to do a better job at just having that sense of awareness. Just come on, just move, man. We sit here and watch the games right here at the live watch parties, and we're just like, Goff, move, just move, do something, move up, climb the ladder in the pocket. But no, you just sit there and like, oh wait, somebody will get open.
That is always my response. You're right. No quarterback says bring me pressure. But quarterbacks deal differently with said pressure. And you heard what JB just said to describe it. And the flip side to that is that which we were just talking about, okay? All right? If you don't get that pressure, all right, every quarterback in the National Football League can pick you apart. You don't make it to the National Football League without having that ability. You don't, okay? Some are better at it. And Jared Goff's better at it. He's a surgeon. I think he has shown that. So while it's a negative in one regard, all right, yeah, some quarterbacks deal with the pressure better than Jared Goff does. That's not a shot. That's a factual statement. I am happy that Jared Goff's the quarterback. I know some of you are not. I am very happy that Jared Goff's the quarterback, okay? So while you may look at it as a negative on that side, the positive is if you can keep him clean, there aren't many guys in the league that can pick you apart the way Jared Goff can. Period, end of story. That's another factual statement, man. Look at some of the numbers that he put up. Dan Campbell knows a big part of winning this game. You know, we talk so much about what that pass rush for the Ravens can do to the Lions, and it's a big wait and see. But, I mean, let's face it. You got a guy that is a perennial MVP candidate. A guy that not that long ago when he was coming out of college, I asked my guy, Scott Bischoff, am I missing something? Why are people down on Lamar? He was so damn good at Louisville. Am I missing something? I think the guy's a weapon. And if you remember, people were talking, JB, about this guy not even being a quarterback at this level. People were talking about this guy not even being a quarterback. How did that work out? DC knows it is imperative to contain Lamar Jackson.
Contained them pretty well from a running standpoint. What have you liked about your team's approach, kind of keeping those guys in the pocket?
We did a good job last week. That was one of the things we really talked about. I thought, we talked about improving. We improved even from week one. Love got out of there a couple of times, and I've thought, with the exception of really probably one play, I thought we did a pretty good job on Caleb, maybe two. But it was a point of focus, man. We worked on it. Our guys really worked with each other, running the stunts and the games, and I thought we were very disciplined in that regard, and it helped us. It helped us. So we're going to have to be on point again. It'll be, but I go back to this too, man. You can't paralyze your guys either. Like you can't pull back so far on them that they lose. What makes them great players. Or like a guy like Hutch, man. You just got to be careful. So yes, we have to be disciplined. Somebody's going to have to cover for you if you got a two-way go. And then, man, don't leave your feet. That's always don't leave your feet. You just keep moving with a base until you get reinforcements, and let's just close it in on him. But that'll certainly be a big point of emphasis.
He's a weapon, and, that's one of those games. We haven't had many games like that in the past few years. That is one of those games where you could have gone and done something, and I did. Like, I'm not joking. In the second quarter, it was just like, I'm not doing. No, true story, JB.
I wish I could have.
You and I weren't working at the time together, but I was at home, and I was like, I'm not doing this today. I'm just not. They hadn't built up that credit line yet in my mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Even with the way that they finished 22, they hadn't built up that credit line yet. So when they were getting pummeled in that game, I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing this today. Off to the cider mill I go. There is salvation and sanctuary at the cider mill when games like that start happening.
I wish I could have went to the cider mill. I'm telling you, me and Maz were out there just watching this at a bar, about to set up for the post game, and it was just depressing the whole entire day.
Goff on getting prepared for this one.
Maybe some motivation value that we just kind of went in there and they took it to us. I think we've got a lot of respect for their team and their coaches and the way they've gone about their business for a long time. And I'd like to feel they feel the same way about us. But we got to go in there and prove it and show them that we obviously can hang with them and we're a great team. And in that instance, we didn't. So certainly have a little bit to prove this week.
Obviously, you always want to start games hot, but given what happened in that game, is there more urgency to make sure that you don't fall behind quick?
That game was 2 years ago. And that's question number 5. Yes, but yeah, you're right. And I've played these guys a couple times now, a few times, and I played them in LA, and I think it was a very similar type of game where they were up on us early, and they can do that. With Lamar and the offense they can start out fast and get hot. So our defense, we're relying on them to play well, and then we got to play well on our part too offensively.
Shout out to Brad Galley for that. Appreciate you, Brad. JB, he's right. I mean, I know we as fans think back and go, "Oh, do you remember the last time? Oh, that was so scary."
We have PTSD.
Whatever are we gonna do? It was 2 years ago, man. It was over 2 years ago.
It still haunts us.
Jeez, oh Pete. Here's another comment. Goff getting prepared for this one.
Very similar players in the fact that they will cover wide receivers in man coverage, and that's not very many safeties will do that willingly and as a part of their defense. So similar in that aspect, they're both good cover players. They're both really good man cover players. They both hit hard. They both can make plays on the ball. Like I said, they both tackle well. They're both really good players, and we're lucky to have BB, and then got to play against Kyle this week.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking at this one or anything like that. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, and you guys can get mad at me. I think this is an L. I just want to see how it's an L. And you know what transpires in week 3 of the season might not be what happens, dare I say, in Santa Clara in February. This year, whether we wanted to admit it or not, was going to be more of a work in progress than we were used to. It just was. You're plugging in a brand new player in the middle of your line, okay, and missing a guy that we all feel in Aleem that can be impactful. And we've talked so much about the offensive line ad nauseum, and I hope people understand it now, KG. This was going to be more of a work in progress this year. And I'm looking at this. Hey, I'm not saying there's no chance the Lions can't win. Please don't. And I hope to God Tuesday morning you guys are just firing crap my way. All right? If the Lions win this game, please do not misconstrue. I'm not saying there's no path to a victory in Baltimore. Whatever we will do. I'm not going down that road. I don't like this matchup at this time of the season. Does that make sense, KG?
No, it makes perfect sense. And do I want them to win this game? Absolutely. With everything in my heart, I want them to win this game. But I got to be real about it. I don't expect them to win this game. But I do think it'll be a closer showing. I do think in this type of game, how you lose matters. So if they go out there and they, lose by within one score, I'm not tripping. I mean, the Ravens are the Ravens for a reason, but I do get with fans that think that this is a bigger game because this could be a team we see in Santa Clara if we were to make it there, Sean. And the Lions have not beat that narrative yet of just, being good against the good, really good AFC teams whenever they face them, and also being able to stop mobile quarterbacks. That's still a narrative that the Lions have yet to shed.
The Thursday night opener against Mahomes, that was the exception to the rule, right?
Yeah.
I mean, since then, and over the course of the past few years, we saw Josh do us in on Thanksgiving. We saw Josh do us in last December. We know what Lamar did. Yeah. There is a narrative, okay? There is an exception, but the narrative exists for a reason. So, JB, are you feeling the same way? I think that's a good one. I don't expect a win on Monday night. I just don't.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I don't expect a win, but I do expect them to at least keep this close. If you lose, like KG said, within a score or maybe 10 points, then I won't feel as bad. But if you sit here and you lose by 21, 28, something like that, then it's like we got a lot to work on. We got to go back to the tool shed and kind of retool some things. But it is good to get some, I guess, a little bit of info on this team that you could be facing down the line at a Super Bowl. Who knows? But hey, just don't go out there and revert back to game one against the Packers. Like, I don't want to see that.
No, big facts. And just what fans need to keep in mind is that, yes, while this game is a big game in terms of the NFL and it's in primetime Monday Night Football, the whole bit, this does not derail us if we lose from any goals that we have for the season. That includes the division, that includes maybe the number one seed. Like, the Lions are going to be okay if they do not come out on the other side of this. But, however, it's a measuring stick game, and you want to see your team compete with the best of the best. And I think the Lions are I hold the Lions to that standard, so I expect them to go in there and compete.
It's funny. We have monitors up in here, and I wish I could turn the camera around so you guys could see. Like, I'm looking at this monitor right there. There's my dumb face. Yeah. Right? Hi, dumb face. You look even dumber when you shave, all right? But there's another monitor over there, and there's another monitor over here. So on this side, there's a reason. Stick with me. There's a reason why I'm keeping this up. On this side, we have Get Up. Is that what the morning show is called?
Yeah, Get Up.
Yep.
Get Up on.
Greeny.
And so
boys.
what they do is they put little taglines underneath the bottom, like during the commercial breaks, right? I swear to God, I'm not making this up. KG, as you were talking, and I stopped paying attention to you for maybe 5 seconds.
You're good. Yeah.
I hope you can forgive me, because here's why.
We do this shit Monday through Friday. Go ahead.
All right. I looked up at the camera, and one of the taglines that they had is Jordan Love, the best quarterback in the NFC.
All right, come on.
That stuff's happening again. Okay?
Of course it is.
So then the next thing that came up was, can Goff survive the Ravens pass rush?
Survive.
Jesus.
I don't know.
Hell of a word. Man.
We lost him.
Yeah.
Where's Jared? We lost him.
Yeah, I mean, I want to hope for the best, but that's where you got to believe in the offensive line that you have. And in week one, they look totally different from what we were used to. But in week two, they seem like last year's offensive line. So you got to hope those young guys are ready, because they're going to get targeted a lot in this game. And that Ravens pass rush, you've been talking about it all week, Sean. It is no joke. Absolutely no joke. But I do think the path to victory for the Lions ultimately is their ability to stop Lamar Jackson.
You got it.
Yeah.
It goes both ways, dude.
It absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
And look, let's be honest. I like Lamar's chances of navigating a pass rush waters more than I like Goff's. But something that you said yesterday rings true with me. The idea of a shootout with these guys, I want no part of it.
I don't want it. Because we all kind of know how that might play out, and we understand the type of offense that we have here. But if that offensive line is not holding up their end of the bargain, it could be a long night for Jared Goff in this offense, and I don't want it to get to that. Let's try and contain Lamar, get good field position, set this offense up in good situations, and then let's see how it happens from there. I don't want to get into just an outright shootout with the Ravens.
And please don't settle for three. Don't settle.
Field
for
goals
three.
get you beaten. This
Yeah, seriously, do the fourth down magic, Dan.
So we going for it on fourth.
Protection is so important. Jared Goff knows that. Jared Goff talking about Taylor Decker.
How important was Taylor Decker?
Yeah, he's very important to our team. He's an incredible left tackle in our league and good leader on our team, and a valuable piece of that front line, obviously. And having him out there as like kind of a calming veteran presence is always massive, and he just continues to get better.
The whole line's going to continue to get better, okay? I'm sorry, I believe in words like cohesion and reps and things like that, okay? Familiarity. I've seen it time and time and time again in the National Football League. What is at the beginning of the year and what is at the end of the year are two incredibly different things. And a lot of times, injuries might be a part of it. Lack of familiarity might be a part of it. But I'm convinced by the end of the year, this is going to look like a Detroit Lions offensive line. I am. I mean, we saw signs of it on Sunday.
They look like a totally different offensive line. Shout out to AQ Shipley on Pat McAfee. He had us ranked as the second best offensive line in the league last week. And when you just look at the work that they did, they got back to doing what the Lions do, man. And it's funny, we never bring up Taylor Decker. He's kind of the forgotten man, and I believe he's playing injured right now.
Yeah,
but
he is.
The consistency at that position, I mean, protecting Goff's blind side, absolutely huge. Going to be huge again in this game. We need another big performance from him. But altogether, this offensive line, I really think they're going to be okay, especially after the showing they had last week. I mean, they did what they wanted last week. They did. They had their way.
Listen, lots of Lions stuff coming up. I'm going to try to stay away from that other team in the cat family.
Meow.
Saw bad. I'm not hitting the button till they lose it.
KG,
I'm not hitting the button. I can't do that.
See, I said the same thing.
I'm in too deep now.
I'm gutted. Like, I'm terrified. All those scary words, but 3.5 is still 3.5. And I hate that feeling, though, where I have more faith in a number, 3.5, than I do in what my eyes are seeing. And I hate that.
It hurts more because you know this team had the opportunity to kind of put this shit to bed at a way earlier date than right now. This shit could have been over by September, like me and Neil always. It's okay, Sean, relax. But no, this shit could have been over a long time ago. But yeah, just the bad play since the All-Star break has really like cost this team. And you can question the trade deadline. You can question, how good is our pitching staff? How good is these players on offense? It's been bad, man, but hopefully they can pull themselves out of it.
All right, lots of Lions talk coming up. Don't forget, we got the voice of the Lions, my pal Dan Miller, joining us at about 9:15 today. Yes. As always, appreciate you guys in the chat. JB, where are we going?
We got to hear from Sharon's heating and cooling. But first, let me clear up these super chats. Shout out to everyone sending them in.
Shout out.
Dante151 sends in $4.99. He says, Sean, I have to say this. I watched the entire Bills-Dolphins game last night, and in my head, I knew that Tua turned the ball over would show up in the game, and he did.
Yeah, to Maz's credit, they covered the spread.
They did cover the spread.
Yeah, barely. But
Maz was talking shit all night, and I kept saying, they're going to win by 2 touchdowns.
Oh, you knew it was.
Well, it was 2 scores. And Dante, to your point, in the moment of need, Tua immediately turned the ball over.
Yes.
So here we are. Where have we seen that before?
Shouts to them for keeping it competitive through a half. Though.
Right?
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Right.
I was surprised.
That was kind of impressive. $5 from Jordan Lionheart. He sends in. He said, everyone, go buy a Little Caesars pizza today. It which might get enough money to add another fancy corporate section in both of the stadiums.
I mean, price of hot and ready's going up, but the team
too.
value is just the same.
You guys,
the team value has not changed.
Listen, narratives exist for a reason. And I know nobody down there wants to hear things like that, but narratives exist for a reason. And people are going to hold you to your words.
Yeah. You said it.
You said it.
Yeah.
I didn't say it. Shit. Yeah, KG to JB didn't say it.
And I got you, Sean. Chris, get that shit together, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's all good, man. All right, we're going to make the playoffs.
I love what are we doing. I love what are we doing. Look at that.
What are we doing?
And finally, one that's not a super chat, but I just thought it was interesting. From Lunchbox, he sends in, Sean, cut the shit. If you're truly a Super Bowl caliber team, you win games like this.
At this point in the season?
Yeah, it's week 3, but I get the sentiment though. But it's week 3.
No, really. And please don't take that. Who is that? Who said that?
Lunchbox.
Okay, Lunchbox.
Shout out Lunchbox.
Lunchbox. I get this. I do. I get this. You want to be the biggest, baddest dude. You want to be the tough guy in the block. You want to show it off. The reality of the National Football League, especially with some of the changes that the Detroit Lions had, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I said it all summer long, and I'll continue to say it. You don't take out one of the best centers in the game and just expect to run on full cylinders.
Also,
on all cylinders.
we
You
were
can't.
that last year, and what did it result in?
Right.
I mean, regular season, cool, but
So,
yeah.
like, I get the cut the shit thing, but at the end of the day, I'm sorry. Another thing that I've been saying since the day the season ended, the regular season doesn't mean dick to me.
Yeah.
The prizes, the ultimate success or failure of this team is January and into February.
Just
That's
get
it.
enough wins to have the right
That's
to
it.
play in January. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. But I understand. Once again, this is, somebody said it in the chat, this is just a game to see where you're at as a franchise.
That's where I feel right now.
Yeah.
Where are we at? There was incredible turnover, you guys. I mean, sorry, when you take out again, that was KG. That was my biggest problem. Like people, the first few days after he retired, we were full of people in the chat that were saying it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. And I took a step back and said,
Yeah,
wait a
I
second.
don't know about that.
Are you the same guy out of this side of your mouth has been saying the last couple of years he's one of the best centers in the game?
Yeah.
You don't just take one of the best centers in the game and expect that everything's going to roll smoothly,
Yeah, it
man.
wasn't gonna be easy.
It's going to take a little time. And this team, whether we wanted it or not, was going to be more of a work in progress than we've seen the last
No,
couple
that's
years.
a fact. But if they continue to look like they did in that Bears game, that transition won't take long. So
You got
just
it.
Hold on.
I
Hold on,
like
Lions
the upward trend, and I'm going to say it again. I think we're going to be 5-2 heading into the bye week. I do.
I would love that.